Someone walks up to you at a work event. First thing they say, "Why are you so quiet?" You feel it immediately, that pull to explain, to fill the silence, to make it comfortable. And in that moment, before you even respond, they already have what they came for. They don't need a full conversation to read you. They decide in seconds. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact signals that make someone instantly classify you as easy to control. Most people think they'd recognize it. They think manipulation looks obvious. Pressure, aggression, someone pushing too hard. It doesn't. It looks like a normal interaction, a casual question, a small request, something that feels fine until later, when it doesn't. That moment where you replay it and think. Something felt off, but I couldn't explain it. That's why most people miss it, because the evaluation didn't start when you spoke. It started when you entered the interaction. There are 3 signals you send constantly, automatically, without deciding to send them, and each one tells a specific story under pressure. The first signal is the one people defend the most because it feels reasonable. You're at work. Someone asks you to take on something that isn't yours. You know it's not your responsibility. You say no. But then you keep talking. I would, but I've got a lot going on. I already committed to something else. I just don't want to leave you stuck. You said no, but you didn't hold it. This is reflexive explanation, and what you're actually doing is negotiating with your own boundary. Every reason you give becomes something they can work around. If it's your schedule, they shift the time. If it's your workload, they minimize it. If it's politeness, they lean on it. You think you're closing a door, but you're showing them where the hinges are. People who are certain don't explain. They state. That instinct. I didn't want to be rude. I felt like I had to explain. That's not kindness. It's a signal. It tells them your no is flexible. Stop treating a boundary like a discussion. It's not. That's when they realize your boundaries are negotiable. But the fastest signal isn't what you say. It's what happens before you even speak. Someone says something slightly off. Not aggressive, just enough. And before you process it, your body already responded. A nod, a shift, a softening. 0.01 seconds. This is micro-compliance. They're not listening to your words. They're watching how quickly you adjust. Because from their perspective, they're not guessing. They're measuring. How fast you adapt. How quickly you smooth tension. How easily you recalibrate. And that speed tells them everything. Watch it closely in real interactions. Someone makes a slightly disrespectful comment. Not enough to call out, but enough to create friction. And instead of letting that friction sit, you smooth it instantly. A quick smile, a small nod, a shift in tone. From the outside, it looks like composure, but what it actually signals is willingness to adjust. Whether you hold ground or move to accommodate. Whether pressure makes you firm or makes you adjust. They don't test strength. They test flexibility. And the moment you adjust too fast, you're categorized as manageable. Most people think confidence is what they're testing. It's not. What they're really looking for is what you'll give up. You meet someone. They seem sharp, engaged. They ask the right questions. So you open up. You share something real, something personal. And it feels like connection. It isn't. This is unearned access. And it's the cleanest signal of all. Because from their perspective, this isn't connection. It's efficiency. They don't need time. They need data. And you just gave it to them. They map your weak points in real time. Your triggers, your patterns, your emotional responses. Everything becomes usable. And the shift happens faster than most people expect. At first, it feels like connection, like someone understands you. Then the tone changes. The same person who listened now knows exactly where to apply pressure. They reference something you said earlier. They push a boundary tied to it, and you feel it immediately. That sense that they're one step ahead. That's not intuition. That's information you gave too early. And once they have that, they don't guess anymore. They apply pressure exactly where it works. That's when the decision is already made, and it doesn't get reversed. Here's what connects all three signals. They're not about weakness. They're about patterns. Automatic behavior, predictable responses. Because predictable people can be managed. And that's the real target. Not someone who can be forced. Someone who cooperates without realizing it. And once you see it, you start catching it. Before you explain, before you adjust, before you give access. That pause is what breaks the pattern. Most people think manipulation starts with what someone says. Because once someone sees these patterns clearly, they don't need to push hard. They just need to position themselves correctly and let your own responses do the rest. It doesn't. It starts with what they see. And if you don't understand those signals, you'll miss them every time. Because by the time something feels off, the decision has already been made. If you want to know exactly what they're looking for, watch this next. 7 signals manipulators use to spot you instantly.